Welcome to the Naina Redhu experience.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Naina Redhu experience, all the way from Surigad in Jaisalmer. I'm here on a gig, kinda. Surigad is hosting us, me and my parents and Akanksha, for a few nights, and we're enjoying Jaisalmer. And I'm only wearing the glasses to show you the reflection of the sunset. Can you see? It's lovely. There's a lot of wind. I wasn't sure if I should do this. I'm on the rooftop of the villas that we're staying at, and that is the hotel in the background. I wanted to do this special episode of the podcast. The regular transmission will continue every Wednesday at 9 a.m. because I wanted to talk about 3-4 people have recently sent me emails and comments on various social media networks asking me how can we monetize our blogs. And most of these people, their blogs range from, there's someone who's just started 6 months ago, there's someone who's been blogging for the last 2 years, but it's all less than 2 years. And if you have been blogging for about 2 years, you're not going to monetize your blog unless you are doing content which no brand has ever seen ever before. It's quite simple. It doesn't work like that. You have to spend a lot of time building a blog, creating an audience, talking to brands, networking, in the sense building a relationship with them. You're not going to monetize your blog in 6 months. You might be able to earn like 2,500 rupees, maybe 5,000 rupees for one blog post in a month or something like that. But in general, in such a short time span, you're not going to be able to monetize it unless you also do, display ads, and you're working with maybe Google AdWords or things on those lines, which I don't. For example, my blog doesn't have any ads. I'm not saying that as a badge of honor. It's just one of those things. And so I don't even think you should be looking at monetizing your blog in the first 6 months. If you're getting into blogging only for monetization, I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, wait, the sunset's looking really pretty. We are going to take a picture. For those of you who are watching the video, you can probably see what I'm doing. For the others, go to the video and check it out, I guess. Oh wow, it's looking awesome. The sun's about to hit the horizon, and there it is. Lovely. Alright, so the phone is there, so I can't record it on the phone or take pictures on the phone. But it looks pretty, doesn't it, in the background? Yeah, okay. So yeah, please don't focus on monetizing within the first 6 months. Most bloggers that you will see now, especially senior bloggers who've been around for a long time, they've been blogging for many years. And we all started blogging because we had this urge to share. The idea behind me starting blogging was I wanted to share stuff. There were so many people who were sharing stuff online that I wanted to be one of them. I was getting advantage from, listening to what they had to say, what information they were sharing on their blogs. And I wanted to reciprocate. That was my way of paying it forward. Even now, to a large extent, that's what it is, which is why I have the What the Fuck Naina column, I have this podcast, and I try to balance it with brand work because, well, I like getting paid. And this is my, even now, blogging is not my mainstay. My mainstay or main revenue comes from photography. So I would highly recommend, if you are a young person who wants to be a blogger, you should be looking at first also having something on the side which helps you make money, because blogging is not going to make you money till the first maybe 2 years. I think that should be a nice goal to go with. I could be wrong, but this is my opinion in general. And you should have something on the side which actually helps you pay for your rent and for your expenses, and then you should build your blog on the side. You'll get small gigs, so you can kind of figure it out along the way and see what works best for you. But yeah, don't focus on it as saying that, when can I monetize it? I need to do it now and all. It doesn't work like that. You need to have a lot of stuff on your blog before you can go to a brand and say, hey, you know what, I'm a blogger, pay me. You can just walk up to someone and say, hey, I'm a blogger, just pay me, just like that. What is the value you're providing to them, right? So unless you already have a lot of content on your blog. So if you've been blogging for 4 years and you're not making any money at all, then you might need to look at either your visuals, because a lot of people who write to me who also include a link saying that please check out my blog, they have shit visuals, they're terrible. It should look like, why, you should, well, you're not exactly competing with a magazine, but your photo should look like, wow, I want my products to be photographed like that. That's one of the reasons why a brand might hire you as a blogger. Or something like what I do, it works as a photographer. I photograph stuff, I photograph properties, I photograph food, I photograph products, etc. And then I also share my portfolio on the blog. So it works out for brands both ways. They get great images and they also get promotion and awareness about their brands, etc. So you can look at something like that and see how it ties in with what you do, and blog about that. You could be doing anything and you could blog about it. You could be a dentist and you could have a blog where you could talk about customers who come to you. You could talk about the various dental products that are available. So you could work with brands that work in the area or sell products in the area of dentistry, for example. So that's how you make those connections and connect those dots and start blogging and have a social media network then where you share whatever you've put on the blog. So it's not as simple as saying that, oh, blog bana liya, paise kyun nahi aa rahe hain. Someone had also asked me a question about how much can a blogger expect to make, and I don't know. If you're asking me, I've shared this on Twitter earlier also, my average annual income from both photography and blogging is between 12 to 14 lakhs every year. And but you also have to realize that a lot of stuff that I get, like this t-shirt, is I haven't paid for it. Brands send it to me. For example, I'm working with this amazing brand called Pure Ghee Designs. Check out their bag. It's a nice bottle green silk mushroom bag. So I'm working with them, and so I don't need to shop really, except for maybe food. So you have to understand that is mostly pure profit for me, except my expenses include rent and fuel for the car and other expenses, like if I have a medical emergency, then I need to then I need money, for example. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know how much bloggers make. I recently met someone who's a food blogger. Sorry, I'm taking another photograph. So yeah, the food blogger makes about 2 lakhs a month. I don't make that much, so it's fine. I mean, for everyone, whatever their requirements are, what works for them, you need to figure that out. You need to find a balance between doing one-off gigs with new brands, and you need to figure out ways where you are working regularly with brands, because when you're working regularly with brands, then you have this regular money that's coming in for your regular expenses like rent. So for stuff like that, you need to figure out what kind of retainerships you can do. So long-term assignments with brands where you're working with them for 3 months or 6 months or stuff like that. Okay, sorry, one more photo. Looks pretty. The light is amazing. Oh yeah, it's gotten too dark now. I am going to increase the ISO. Maybe I should do like a workshop or something, in videos. Oh, that's nice. That would be cool though. Let me. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I know I've never done a podcast out in the open. I haven't recorded one like this anywhere. The ones that I did initially were in a hotel room. So this is the first time I'm doing it out, like on location, Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. You should check out the hashtag or the website for all the posts from this series is eyesforrajasthan.com. So where was I? Yeah, so you need to figure out a way to do like retainerships with brands so that you have regular income, and one-off projects which allow you to make a lot of money in one short go. So once you balance that out, then you can have then I think you can make maybe 2 lakhs a month also. It really depends on what kind of strategy you're looking at, and you don't necessarily have to be a collection of bloggers. It doesn't have to, you don't need to have 10 people on your team or 10 bloggers who've come together and have started a blog and then you make 2 lakhs per month. This food blogger I'm talking about is solo, young kid too, been blogging for 2 years, so it's possible. It really depends on what your goals are. So there is no average really, because this is not a standardized, organized industry. It depends on what you're able to negotiate based on the value you're able to provide. Because if you're creating shit work, if your photos are not good, if your English, the command over the English language is not good, unfortunately, that's what it is. India doesn't have people on the internet from 90% of the country. The only people who are on the internet looking at my blog, for example, are people from Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, Bangalore, maybe Hyderabad, people like that. But the rest of the country is not online looking at blogs for suggestions on what to buy or for discovering new brands. It is as simple as that. So unless you have reach where you have, hundreds of thousands of people coming to your blog, looking at what you are suggesting to them, what value are you providing to the brand? So one of the values you're providing to the brand is great imagery, so good visuals. Second is language. Most of the people who will be looking at blogs will probably be speaking in English. So your blog needs to have a good command over English. You need to represent the brand's values. So if your English is fucked up, then you are not suitable for the brand. I myself feel that our own language, Hindi, for example, there are so many words in Hindi that will find no expression in English. So it's a beautiful language, but the truth of globalization, capitalism is that you need to be able to sell to the masses. So English is a more widely acceptable language internationally. So the problem is that if your English is not good, if your grammar is not good, then you're not going to be able to impress a brand. Why will they work with you, and why the hell will they actually pay you to work for them? So visuals, language, to some extent, how you are as a person, what is your personality like? So they also, because they need a strong voice or a strong personality behind their brand. It's not, they won't just take someone who's shy and who doesn't talk. They want someone who can promote their brand. They want someone who's comfortable in front of the camera. You're not a celebrity per se, but you need to represent the brand. You need to be able to speak at least for yourself, if not for a particular brand. You need to be you need to be self-confident. So these are general attributes where you know that how can you need to be confident. You need to present value to the brand. So if you've just started your blog 6 months ago and you're going to approach a brand and say that, hey, I have this blog, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go and check out your blog. If it looks like all the other 100,000 blogs out in the open, why will they pay you? Why will they even work with you, even for free? Sure, you might be doing work, but what value is it to the brand? So it's not about blog bana diya, the visuals are shit, English is kharab, it looks like the same template that's been around on so many free WordPress domains, for example, and now you're telling the blog that telling the brand that bloggers don't charge 5,000 rupees. They'll be like, but who are you? Why you have not built a relationship with them? They don't know you from Adam. You've probably never used their products. You've never talked about their products. You never tagged the brand on social media. Even if it is just retweeting or resharing a photo from a fashion brand's runway show somewhere, So you need to build a relationship. You need to be seen as someone who does this in general. And then when you've been doing that consistently over a period of time, then you can say that, okay, hey, I do this professionally and these are my rates. And then you take it from there and you reach out to brands and you pitch to them and you see how it works and how confident are they investing in you, because they are also investing in you. It's not just about, maine kaam kar diya and mujhe paisa mil gaya and that's the end of it. You're building a relationship. A lot of times, for example, recently, Puma sent me sneakers. Now, they didn't pay me anything. It was just a free pair of sneakers, but I really love the brand. We've had it in the family for a long time. One of my mom's pair of shoes used to be Puma like long time back. So I decided to dig out old photographs from our albums when mom was wearing those shoes. And I also took a picture of my first pair of Puma shoes that I had purchased many years ago. And I put together a story on the blog. And I didn't do it because I wasn't being paid to do it, but it was something that I just had to do because it's been there for such a long time, and I've been talking about the brand in our general life. I mean, we've been wearing the shoes, they're great, etc. So I thought it would make sense to actually put it together and then let's see where it goes from there. I still haven't worked with Puma in a paid capacity, but I have pitched to them that I would love to photograph something for them because, well, I do shoot well. I have good photography skills, so well, hire me. It's really simple. You do good work, you present it to the brand, and then you throw it out to them that I'm available for hire, and then let's see how it goes. It's not just about having fantastic content and then just sitting on your ass doing nothing. You still need to go and pitch to brands. You still need to go and tell them that, hey, you know what, look, this is what I did. Because there is so much noise these days. A lot of people who work at brands or at PR agencies, for example, they have no time to look at blogs. It is they'll go to the brand will go to the PR agency and they'll tell them, we need a list of bloggers, people who you think are relevant to our brand. And the PR agency will also do a half decent job of it because there are just so many bloggers. So unless you yourself are going and meeting with brands and showing them your work or tweeting to them or reaching out to them on Instagram, as long as if they see value in working with you, they will work with you. They might want to start with sending you a free product and seeing what you do with it, which is dependent on how passionate you are about the product or about the brand. And if you're not passionate about it, so be it. You're not passionate about it, so maybe you guys will not end up working together, which is fine. So I just wanted to, so many people asking me, how do we monetize? How do we monetize? I have addressed this earlier also. 6 महीने का blog हुआ नहीं है अभी से monetization. काम तो करो पहले. क्या काम कर रहे हो? Like what do you have to show for those 6 months? Or even for a 2-year-old blog, what do you have to show? And there are so many avenues these days. You can be paid to post on Instagram. So again, visuals. You need to have good photography skills. Take a basic photography course. Get online. Look at how photographers share tutorials online all the time for free. So see that, learn from that, practice, shoot a lot. I keep saying, shoot, edit, share. This is a line that I've borrowed from the photographer Chase Jarvis. So he basically says that you need to shoot first. So shoot a lot. Then you need to edit. There are so many bloggers that just don't know how to edit. Use Lightroom. It's like the cheapest standalone product that's available on the Adobe Creative Cloud. I'm sorry, I don't remember how much it is. It's a subscription-based service, but it's like the most basic software which will literally transform your images if you know how to use it. And there are so many tutorials online that will teach you how to actually use Lightroom. So how do you work with contrast? How do you work with colors? What kind of a look are you going for in your images? Is there a consistent theme? Look at what the brand has been shooting in the last 10 years. What kind of themes have they shot with? Do they use high contrast images? Do they have faded looking film? Do they use film effects? Things like that. You need to figure this out. How does it work? What are the brand guidelines? And good English. Take a class. Really, there's no harm. I sometimes feel that because, for example, my Hindi is really rusty. So if I had to do something in Hindi, I'd probably suck at it. So I'd probably first consider going and taking a class and polishing it up a little, maybe, recharging my vocabulary. So it really depends on what all are you planning to do, what all are you willing to do, and how quickly are you willing to do it. Because if you're not going to do it, there's going to be somewhere else who is hungrier than you, who is more passionate than you about photography, and they're going to leave you behind, and 2 years down the line you're going to say that blogging sucks, you don't make any money, and it's the worst decision you ever make. So please don't quit your career, job, whatever it is. First start on the side. It is going to be hard work. What isn't? Hello. But you'll figure out if you're cut out for it or not, because not everyone's cut out for it. It is not as simple as just starting a blog and that's it. You need to invest in it on a daily basis. You need to, if you're not actually blogging daily, you need to be planning for the next blog story. And stuff like this, we're here. Suryagarh is great. People have been absolutely amazing. Thank you, Siddharth and Nakul. And we're headed to Narendra Bhavan after this in Bikaner. And it's just, it seems to you guys, it seems that, oh my God, this is perfect. It's a holiday. You don't have to do anything. I have barely slept 6 hours each day of travel here. Okay. So it's not just, oh my God, we're partying and we're drinking and we're eating. How much can a human being eat? There is a limit, right? It's the same with drinking. So it's not, sure, it's all open to you. But as a human being, what is your level of consumption? There's only so much that you can do. So they're hosting my parents, they're hosting Akanksha. And the point is, sure, I get to enjoy it. It's a great experience. We've been on the desert dunes dinner and we went on the Thar trail today. So it was really beautiful. It was great, but it's also tiring. There's no time to really chill or relax. And now I'm recording a podcast on the roof of my room. So, there you go. It's a lot of work. Sure, it's, like I said, it's beautiful. Lots of experiences being collected. But blogging is not for everyone. It's a constant thing to what's next? What's next? What are we shooting next? What are we writing next? What is the brand that we're working with next? How does it fit in with our long-term strategy? How does it, if I work with this brand, how is it going to help me work with these other 10 brands, for example? So you have to constantly think about these things, and it won't come to you within a couple of years. It's going to take you some years to figure out what you are comfortable with. Because at the end of the day, if you're not comfortable doing it, it's going to show. And that's fine, because as you grow and you evolve, you'll get better at it. Brands will recognize that you're getting better at it. So when my clients come and tell me that, hey, we worked 3 years ago as a photographer and your images now are way better. So that's great feedback. So it means I have been improving, for example. So you have to figure it out. Sure, ask questions, but please don't ask me how do I monetize a blog. It's simple. You work with brands. Brands pay you for whatever value they think you're adding to their brand. And that's how it works. It's like any other business transaction. It's like any other way of making money. It's like when you're at a job, if you're not delivering value, you're going to get fired. It's the same thing with most of the brands. If they don't like what you're producing, if they don't like you as a person, if they see no value in investing you in the long run, then it's not going to happen. So you have to create all this. You have to be a well-rounded personality in general to make this work. So okay, I'm late for my spa, which is at Rait, R-A-I-T, and we already did one yesterday. We all got the Baira deep massage. Deep tissue massage, sorry. Oh my god. And today I think I've asked them for like a relaxing thing, and the spa shuts at 8. I think it's already 7 o'clock and I have got to go. So thank you for listening to this special episode of the Naina Redhu experience, and till next time, bye bye.